So what, you got 2 parties going now? I guess you're not... What's up, buddy? Man, you sound like you don't sound like you're 13 years old, brother. You sound more like you're about 15 or 16 at least. Huh. Must have been that hard living, huh? Hard upbringing. How you doing? Good. Well, shit, let's see, did you watch any of that race? Did you get my message? Yeah, fucking, man, it was like, let's see, I raced, there's 2 different classes. It's a GR3, it's a little bit more souped up, more high performance, and it's a Mustang that I have, Team Mustang for one of my guys, and that's for a Slayer. And then Team Mercedes is for Hardy Lamar, or Hardy Marty. And so you have GR3 and GR4. Well, when I raced, or I went to qualify for the GR3 with the Mustang, they put me in like 14th or some shit out of 18 or something. I should have took it, but I thought, I'm gonna try to do a little better. Well, they closed the fucking thing off to me and I couldn't get into the next race. They just closed it off to me. So they're like, oh, well, you didn't qualify and finish up here, then we're just... And then every, like, you know how the curves, the corners, they have like, they look like candy stripes, red and white, you know what I'm talking about? You're supposed to be able to like go across those when you're cutting, you know, you're apexing. And fucking every time I would even come near one of those red and white candy stripes, it was like boom, a whole second they would penalize me. Penalty, boom, boom, flashing. Like I mean a whole second is like actually it's like 1001, 1002. It's like that. It's like 1001, 1002. And seconds mean everything in this thing. So you're doing 120 miles an hour. You cut off that 1 second. I mean, it's like, that's the difference between winning the race. Right there. You know, coming in last. Fucking, I was like, oh my God, man. So, kept getting these little piddly ass penalties. I'm like, you fucking... I was cussing them. Cussing it because I knew they could probably hear me. You know, like how Rockstar, you know, if they wanted to, they could hear everything we're doing. And so, but the race, Gran Turismo, there's different what do you call them, creators that are called polyphony, and it's like these guys, man, and even they're putting on these races. You know, they have probably one or two races a week, and usually it runs about the same day, Saturday. Well, every time I'm racing, they're penalizing me for some stupid little piddly shit. And I feel like I've established myself. So like that word entitled, I feel like I'm entitled to some leeway. Like, you know, like if I'm speeding down the road, cop sees me. I'm 53 years old, man. I've been driving a car or a motorcycle for years. Since I was a little kid, I've been riding motorcycles. You know, and you see me pulling a wheelie or doing a $160, you know, whether it's not in a residential area, you know what I mean? See me on the freeway pulling a wheelie, you shouldn't be fucking with me, right? Give me a little leeway. Shit. Get camera footage, you know, put it on YouTube. Shit. Make yourself useful, you know, shit like that. But no, they've got to fucking quarantine off the area, and they've got to put spike strips out. They've got to cause problems with congestion and traffic. Oh my God. You know, and all I'm doing is just cruising home like I normally do from work. Whether it's $1.20 or, you know, difference between them doing their commute is they're stuck in traffic. I'm splitting traffic, you know, doing $1.20. What's the problem? No, I don't ride like that. Hell no. That's why I'm still here, man. That's why I still have all my limbs. I'm not fucking stupid. You see these guys on YouTube, man, they're like fucking road rashed. You see them pulling wheelies. You see these black dudes, they're all in the ghetto and shit. They just stole some white dude's fucking dirt bike. And and they're out there, let the air out of the tires, put a bigger sprocket so that they could pull wheelies. They tuck their, you know, they tie their shoelaces to their foot peg so their feet will stay on the foot peg. Yeah, shit like that. Yep. Hook a remote control up to the throttle and the brake. Yep. So they can do all them tricks. You ever see them guys pulling wheelies down the freeway? Yeah, fucking. What you do is you pull up on YouTube, motorcycle mayhem or dummies on motorcycles. Yeah, motorcycle wrecks and shit, crashes. They'll show you those guys. They're pulling wheelies and they've got like, they're jumping up on their seat with their feet and pulling wheelies with one hand on dirt bikes. Pretty crazy. Wearing German, chromed out German helmets. Crazy. Anything for attention is what it is. You know, they used to sell their crack rock out on the street corner, or be playing basketball, or climbing banana trees and coconut trees, and running from lions and tigers. Alright, I'm streaming and I'm racing, but yeah, you don't want to see this. Oh. So, are you on GTA right now? I got one more race, and it's with this Mercedes right here. So I think they're gonna let me race it. I think it's like in about an hour or so, 45 minutes, half hour now, I think. I'm trying to get the best time right now as I can. So they'll start me off somewhere in the front. But these guys are normally really fast. There's this one guy who got 2 minutes around this track. My best time, I think, was 2:10. It's 10 minutes faster. But I did notice that, I did notice that if I kept every lap, if I just handled the corner or whatever better, I make up a little bit of time each one. But it's like 1 second every lap. I'd gain 1 second. So you've been up all day, up all night? Oh, that's good. Shit, you got all kinds of sleep. Shit, you're up for the rest of the night. Oh, shit. Damn walls. Jump right up. Ah, fuckers. Alright. So you wanna... shit. I probably slept for... shit, I don't know. Can't remember. Maybe an hour or two. They had a party over here, pool party. All the residents, yearly. It's an annual pool party they have. Shit. I moved here in November, and I really don't even know anybody. I think I know one of my neighbors. They're all snooty. I don't want to mix it up. I don't want to mix it up with them. I don't even care. Unless you're hot and at least 40 years old. I can't fuck with you. A female. You did what? Oh shit. You know, like when I sit on the toilet, get up in the morning, I'll sit on the toilet. If I put my knees on my elbows on my knees for too long, sitting like that, my legs, I can't, my legs will go to sleep. You know, I'll get up and I'll fall down in the bathroom. And I'll be like, life alert, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. But there ain't nobody to come running. They're like, let him die, fuck it, fuck him. Well, then it won't hurt when I kick you in the shin. Oh shit, that probably hurts. I hate when it comes out of being falling asleep. Usually hurts. There. Okay, here we go. Nice. Way better time. Oh shit. Oh, he's catching me. It's me. It's my ghost. I'm catching myself. Damn it. I passed myself. It's like sometimes I smell myself. Oh shit. Came around the corner sideways and that wasn't a good time. Alright, let me see if this race is on. Get this out of the way. Come on, when's it on? Shit, what does that say, 12 minutes? Damn it. So, you want to go on or what? Make some money? Alrighty then. Ugh. Damn it, Jim. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, I'm not a urologist. Yeah, no sooner than I jump on there, I would end up having to get off anyways. So, just keep racing. Practice. Practice, practice. I'm watching John Wick 2. Have you ever seen that? Do you know you know John Wick? Yeah. Pretty good. Where they trashed his car, his Mustang. That's just like the car I have on this game. Yeah. I used to have a 68 Mustang. I got hit head on. Yep. The guy was on a little pickup truck. He went out to pass somebody and he didn't see me. He was out in my lane and so I tried to split the gap. I tried to shoot in, and what happened? He tried to come back, and when he did that, he hit me right on my driver's side so hard that it put my motor in my passenger seat. It was like if anybody would have been sitting there They would have been wiped out. He was impaled on a steering shaft. His motor went through his truck. His tailgate, it was wrapped in, and his tailgate was wrapped around it. It was a pickup, Mazda pickup. It had a hole through from the cab to the bed, through to the bed. And fucking the side I was on, the driver's side looked fine. It was just a little bit bowed, just from because it was bent. Well, the whole other side was like an accordion. It was like twisted, almost like U shape. This is a 1968 Mustang fastback, and you know, like all these new Mustangs they're all made to look like that, you know. And yeah, I spent $8,000 on the car. It was an old man had it in a garage. He says he'll never sell that car until the day he dies. His wife said that because I asked if it was for sale. I could tell it was covered, but I could tell what kind of car it was. So I went up and asked if it was for sale. She said he'll never sell it. Well, then I left my phone number. She called me a couple years later, and he had passed away. And so shit, I stashed that $8,000. And I think I had some more money. Put like $30,000 into it. It was like a showroom. It was like a 10-second car. Yep. It was candy apple red. It had side pipes. It was badass. It was fast. Muscle car. But yeah, that guy was dead. His eyes were still open when I saw him. I told him, I was like, look at me, motherfucker. Look at what you did. And all I got out of it was my hand was cut on the mirror. Yep. Crazy. Yeah. And when I looked at him, it was like he had the look of oh shit on his face. You know, that would suck, because he like probably looked up right when he saw my lights. He was like, it was like that. That fucking image fucking haunted me. But it was after I got out of the Navy, so I'd seen a few things. But you never get used to seeing somebody dead, you know. But yeah, I was a search and rescue diver, and fucking I've seen people that were drowned in Hurricane Hugo down in the Carolinas. Their bodies were like bloated. Takes on all that water. Yeah. You gotta put them in a net, because the skin would just fall right off of their bones. Crazy. like this car. I think I'm gonna go back with the Mustang. Yeah. I think I could probably do it. I hope so. Yes. Where's the Mustang? There it is. Oh, I have to do it with this car. Anyways. Yep. I have to do it with the Mercedes. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was all jumping in the Jaguar. I guess anybody can race these if they want to. But they shouldn't be able to. I mean, if you're a factory driver, you know, because what you do is when you buy in this area, you buy a car, it asks you if you want to race for Mercedes or Ford or whoever. And then, like I said, they give you Class G, R3. They give you the car like a loaner car. You got to give it back at the end. And yeah, and then another one, Class GR4. It's a little different, a little slower. Yeah. So I went with Mustang, Team Mustang, and Team Mercedes. Because Mercedes won, I guess, the guy that won the full Gran Turismo, he had a Mercedes. That doesn't mean that it's a championship car, that it's fast enough to beat every one of them, because it's not. Shit. I think it was a mistake getting the Mercedes. It's got a big old nose on it. It's like a Viper. Yeah. Man, I'm falling out. I'm sitting here with one eye open because my left eye's burning. You ever do that? One of your eyes burns, so you leave one eye open so you can play whatever game you're playing. It's like, damn, I can't rub my eye. That's how it started stinging. Okay, gotta take a break. Ugh. I think I get 5 minutes. Yep, you wait till you start going to work, having to deal with, oh my God, having to deal with women or even people. Oh my God. People suck. I mean, and if they're nice, remember this shit. Remember this till you die. If somebody is nice, too nice, I mean a little bit like nauseatingly nice, like, Hi, how are you today? That kind of shit. They're up to something. They're trying to get some money from you or something. Believe that. Usually in females, that's what they'll do. They'll be like, dump you 1 minute, go off with your friend the next, then call you the next day, say like it never even happened. They'll be like, hi. They'll be like, if you could just reach through the phone, grab them by their throat, or just slap them a couple times. Jeez. Yep. But yeah, don't put yourself in a position you can't get out of. Don't attract attention to yourself. You know, not unwanted attention. Let's see, don't put yourself in a position you can't get out of. And don't let people know what you're thinking. As soon as you let people know what you're thinking, you let your guard down. They gain the upper hand. Because then you leave yourself wide open for someone to play head games of some kind. Manipulation. You know what I mean? It's like playing a game. Yeah. Like I was saying, like dude that's on D-Fly, right? Or not D-Fly. What's his name? Andy. Or Adam. That's who it is. The guy that came on last night, this morning, whatever. He was like, his message when he first messaged me, the reason why I got back to him was, his message was, hey bud, I've left you like 3 or 4 messages, and every time I came on, you were sleeping. Is everything all right? Can you get back to me as soon as you can? I'm concerned about you. You know what? Be concerned about these nuts on your chin, fool. That's a joke. Anyway, so, yeah, the only reason why he wanted me to call him was why? As soon as he started talking, you can tell. Remember? Oh, I could sure use $100, right? Did you hear him say that? Man, if I had $100, I could get this done. You know, I was like, huh? Well, if I had $100, I could probably go out to dinner, take a girlfriend out to dinner, barely, rent a movie, come home, put $5 in the tape. Yeah, I used to go out all the time. Like when I was in the Navy. Shit, every night we'd go out. I'd spend over $100 every night. Good times. Yeah, I don't catch up to you though. For sure, for sure. It's when your liver goes, your pancreas, your liver. Damn it, Jim. You're probably not ready for a story like this, but I had this girl that I was gonna marry, and she got pregnant, and so I bought a house, took out a mortgage on a house, and I was working every day. Working like I was doing metal fabricating, welding, and doing like bars on your windows and around your house and everything. And so I had all this welding equipment, machine shop stuff. And then one day I came home early. It was like on Thursday, so I was gonna take a long 3-day weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday was Super Bowl weekend. It was my birthday on Sunday, same day. I was going out to see my mom, hang out and watch the game. Well, then all of a sudden, I come home early. My best friend, who's always just so helpful, always looking out for my best interest, always looking out for my girlfriend when I'm not around. Well, his car was parked on my lawn where I usually park. So I thought, this is odd. I normally don't think bad things, right? But I went around the back and I hear the music blaring. It's like Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on. I don't know if you ever heard that. Anyways, so I'm like, what the? And so I the door was back, the screen door was wide open. She wasn't expecting me for about another 3 hours. Well, so I come in the house. The music's blaring all through the house. I had speakers set up all around the house. So then I go upstairs and I hear, some weird noises, some giggling, whatever, grunting and groaning. And the door was open a little bit. So I look, what do I see? My buddy, Tim, butt naked, his pants down around his ankles. My old lady with her legs right straight up in the air, looking like Bugs Bunny. He was just having a heyday, going right at it. So I was like, whoa, she's supposed to be pregnant with my baby. And oh, the race is on, dude. You should stream it. You should check it out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, anyways, so yeah, I just went back downstairs, jumped on my motorcycle, left my truck sitting there. Whoa, holy shit. And went to the bar, so started drinking, and got pretty hammered. I laid my bike down. It was still running when I came out the bar, still laying on its side. And jumped on my bike, went home, came in like nothing even happened, like I didn't know anything. And she was like, oh, hi, honey. And I'm like, oh, hi, whatever. She gets me a beer and everything. And was like, thanks. I said, let's have Tim over for dinner. And she was like, well, I really didn't make enough. I'm like, well, I guess you better go to the store then. I never was really rude to her that way, but I kind of felt like being that way. I'm sitting in my chair, watching TV, and she went to the store, and I said, I'll call Tim and have him come over. So I called him up. Hey, Tim, come on over, man. Come on over for dinner. I said, I'm leaving for the weekend, so he says, well, I got things to do. I said, no, man, come on over. He said, who knows? It might be the last time I see you. I made a joke like that, right? And so he comes over. I said, bring a case of beer, will you? I'll pay you when you get here. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then he gets there and has a case of beer, and I'm like, oh, I looked in my wallet, and I was like, oh, shoot, man, I gotta hit the bank. Can you wait till Monday or something? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. It was like a case of Heineken or something, beer. Expensive ass beer. And so we're sitting there eating and everything. And every time that I would run out of beer, you'd be right there. Right there to go get me another beer. I was like, aren't you just a swell friend looking out after me like that? So what he was doing was he was just going in the kitchen when my old lady was in there doing dishes or whatever, and I set up these mirrors to where I could see the blind spots I couldn't see normally, and he'd go in there and he was giving her a little pat on her butt. And he'd give her a little pat on her butt, grab her from behind, shit like that. Things that he's probably doing before I ever even suspected anything. And so then I was like, you know, hon, instead of you coming with me to my mom's, why don't you just go do whatever you want to do? And she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, you know how you don't like my mom anyways. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she's kind of like, yes. She wasn't even trying to she didn't want to go. So I kind of let her off the hook. I said, yeah, I'll just take my bike. I had like a GSXR 1100 or some shit. And so the next morning, I took off on the bike. It was around noon or something. I took off on the bike to head to Sacramento, where my mom lived. And she went and did her own thing, whatever. Well, then I get over to my mom's, and I think it was on Sunday or something. Mom, the phone rings, and Mom answers the phone. I guess it was her sister who called my mom. And there was an accident, right? There was an accident. The car had brake failure. and lost control going down a steep hill. And she was killed, and the baby. And I don't even know if she was really even actually pregnant. She didn't have an ultrasound or anything because she didn't want to, or she had an ultrasound, but she said she had an ultrasound. It was like, it just so happens Tim was with her. They were going somewhere for the weekend or whatever together, and he was killed. So they never knew that I knew, because I never confronted them about it. I never said I know what you did or anything. And so they never knew I knew that they were screwing around. And I don't even know if it was my baby. To this day, I never even cared to check. So the cops questioned me. They interrogated me because they thought I had something to do with it. It felt like it was foul play or something. It was my car. Why would I sabotage my own car? Why would I want to do that? You know, that's murder. So it was like, they're like, do you know why would you take off and let your wife go off? Did you know they were having an affair? And when you know that they were, and you're trying to tell the truth to the police, it's like, nah, I had no idea. They believed me. I'm like, I'll pass a lie detector test. And they're like, that's not necessary or whatever. And so, I mean, they interrogated me for hours. I was like, fuck. And so, yeah, I took that kind of hard. That was a tough one. That was a hard time. I missed the race. It closed. It closed at 1904 or 1900 hours. It's 1904 right now. Yep. I'm not going to be able to get in it. Son of a... You mother... It's all good though. It's all good in the neighborhood. So yeah, I never even went back. I never went back to my house. The house was foreclosed on. Everything that I owned was auctioned. The house was auctioned off. I had to file bankruptcy. I lost my truck. I lost all my machine shop equipment. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I just didn't want to go back in that house. You know what I mean? I just left it. It was just clothes on my back and my motorcycle is all I had, and a backpack, change of underwear. My mom had some things for me, but yeah. Then I took my Gixxer and took it out to the American River near Sacramento, and I pinned the throttle and threw it into gear, and it's called whiskey throttling, and I ghost rode it into the river. So right now it sits in the middle of the river, down at the bottom of the river somewhere. GSXR 1100. Yep. And then I was homeless for 10 years. You believe that? 10 fucking years, bro. I was homeless. Yep. Because I went to chef school to learn another trade before, when I got out of the Navy. And so I'm a certified chef, and they embezzled my student loan, the people at the school, and they went bankrupt, so I didn't get a certificate. So I could never really get a good job. I mean, I'd worked at Hilton, Marriott's, not a really good restaurants, but those are like working in a cafeteria. But yeah, I was working for Labor Ready here and there, extra money. And I got shot when I was in the Navy, so I had some disability if I would have filed for it. So I went to Social Security. First I went to the VA. VA says, you got a claim. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, you were shot in combat. You know, and during wartime. And so you got money coming to you, buddy. Well, it took all of about that 10 years, and it took, when I finally got off the street from in 2010, I finally got off the street, and so from 2000, when it happened, to 2010, I was on the street, living in the what's that? Someone talking to you? So anyways, yeah, I was like depressed, and I was going through it. Could she hear me? Because that's not good. I mean, I'm sure she probably doesn't want her son talking to a 53-year-old that was homeless for 10 years. But anyways, I got my shit together, and I've been inside ever since. I'll never be homeless again. And I got over $130-something thousand from the Navy after I got hurt. So, yep. And I thought I'd never let another woman hurt me, but you know, it'll happen over and over again to us. Just is what it is. So, can you hear me? No? So I've been talking to myself. Nice. Alrighty. I bought the same car twice today by mistake. It's a Mercedes. Huh. No, I already had this car. Shoot. So did you hear anything I said? Did your mom hear it? Okay. You had a headset on? Oh. So yeah. Did your mom know who you're talking to on here? Hey. Dude. Does your mom know who you're talking to on here? You think she'd approve? What do you mean, huh? What kind of answer is that? Oh, it's because they figure you got good judgment. That's good. You're smart. Yeah, I could tell right away. But you totally don't seem like you're a 13-year-old kid, bro. 'Cause I'm not a kid. I'm a teenager. Right? That's funny. So what are you playing right now? Oh, you're not on... Well, you're not on this one. Shoot. Oh, where am I at?